Alright, to continue the thought here, if you are going to push out of last, like I said earlier, it has to be very... This decision has to be made very... with great care. And I've already described why. But if you make the decision to push out of last, the best conditions you can do that in is if the opposing team is completely wiped and you already have people who are outside of this room, ideally scouts or roaming soldiers, something like that. You want to make that call. Now, it's very dangerous to lower the amount of people that you have guarding this room, of course, but if the opposing side has, I want to say, at least 3 people down, you can consider it. But if there's even 1 person alive on the opposing side, you do not want to try and mess with them when it comes to that stuff. Now, ideally, you wipe the entire team somehow. Maybe they pushed in, or maybe you have carnage on your team or something like that. But you want to make this decision very, very frugally. I keep saying that because it's really that important. Now, I'm wasting too much time talking about that. You make the decision. The person you want to have watching last at all times is your demo man, because he has to have those stickies on there. You see what I'm saying? And you want to leave 1 scout back here as well. If you do make the decision to push out onto the spire, take your combo, take your roamer, take 1 of your scouts, have the other scout sit behind on the point, have your demo man wait back here, so that the sticky bombs can get him, and then while your demo man's sticking around putting more stickies on the point, the other scout that you left behind can take care and try to wipe whoever's there. And together they can typically do it. Now, if you push out onto the spire with your guys, you typically go out and through here and just basically go back onto the battlements. Like I said earlier, if you don't have control of the yard, you want the battlements, like I was saying earlier. And then you just take this whole point. Now, if you know that the base is clean, and if you're capturing the point and it's like a third of the way captured in your favor, and you know that the base is clean somehow, then you can tell the other scout who's sitting in the back to come forward and join you on the spire and join the fight. But if you have to be very careful. I keep saying that because I cannot stress how important that is. So yeah, that's essentially that. So let's talk about attacking it now. If you're attacking the last point, then you have just taken the spire. You've taken the spire. You want to control the battlements first, but typically you're not going to be able to get onto the battlements if you're like a medic or something like that. So your combo, whoever it is, whatever your combo is made of, you want them to either come through this door or come through the side door. If you were attacking and decided to occupy this part right here, then you want to come in through the right door, of course, and same thing with the left door. But your primary objective... Now, if you capture the spire and the opposing team is completely wiped, you just want to go straight on and take your chances with that. That's probably the most effective thing you can do, because the defensive respawn times are very long compared to yours, so you might as well just try it. That's just a personal call that you can make. But if the opposing side has only 2 people alive, your best bet is, your most successful option is probably to take your chances and try to take the point directly. Now, if you're playing on the offense, if you're not going to go directly to the point and try to go for a fast cap onto the last, what you want to do is you want to occupy this room that we're looking at right now. This is the second floor lobby from the vocab videos. This is the first floor lobby. But you want to occupy the second floor lobby. Now, as I said earlier in the last video with defensive stuff, the demo man defensively is going to be sitting around here rolling pipes, so you have to be very wary of that. If you're going to be a medic, you cannot dangle around in this area, precisely because of that. You cannot afford to do it. So you have to make a call if you're a medic. Will you sit over here, or will you sit over here? Ideally, you want to... Whichever side you pick, I prefer to sit over here on this side with my pocket, and then have the roamer and our demo be over here on this side, because the stickies are more effective when you can put them right here along this wall, and then have if they do push out, sometimes you'll see the roamer when you're attacking right here. The roamer will try to tempt you, try to bait you or whatever by coming up the staircase right here and trying to get a snipe off or whatever, trying to pick you off, which is why I prefer to be over here on the far end, because it's less likely to have that happen coming out of this doorway. But if you do have control of this right here, your scouts will typically be dancing around here watching this. And if you're on the defensive side, you don't want to come out too far right here, because this is a staircase. It's very close quarters, so scouts they can do a lot of damage in this area. So that's why you want to... That's why I prefer to be over here in this area. Plus, if they push in for whatever reason, if they're crazy and they push in, I can just bail immediately and go onto the battlements, or I can jump down here, grab the health, and run like hell out. That's just me from the medic perspective talking on that. But yes. Let's see. Right. There's 3 ways you can push in. One is that fast way I told you, going through the low way right here. The second way is to push in through this way right here, and the third way is to come in through this side cap right here. Those are the three most common ways. Now, there are also two other possibilities that you don't see used less often. There's coming down through the staircase right here and pushing directly in. You don't see that too often, and you also don't see people push in with their combo going out this way. The reason why is because the best place for their medics to sit is right here, and so you want to put pressure on that area when you do that, because if you pop your Uber running into the room, you want to put immediate pressure on their medic to force him to pop, if he hasn't already, of course. If the opposing medic has popped on the last point, then you want to push into that last point, because you know that he doesn't have the Uber, because you have the counter Uber and the timing advantage. So it works out in your favor if you can make him pop, which is what your scouts are for, and maybe your roamer if he's feeling frisky and you trust him to go wandering off. But yes, if you push through the lower right entrance, it's pretty effective. However, when you do that, you want to have immediate control of this area. So you want to have your demo man go upright and through here. You want to have your combo going immediately in front of it. You want your roamer to split off and go with your demo to control the high ground, because like I've said earlier, the high ground is very important for soldiers. But yes, essentially it's just that, controlling the point, forcing them to pop. Another little quick tactic, little pro tip as a medic: when the demo man on the defensive side has stickies on here, you can trick him into detonating his stickies early by standing on the point and then switching from like your midi gun while the Uber is going to like your Uber saw or something else, so that the Uber goes away and it looks like on the bottom screen that you're capturing the point, and then you just immediately flick back over and have your Uber still on them, and then the stickies will detonate if he takes the bait, of course. And then ideally what happens next is the stickies are gone, and then you have the opportunity to sit on the point. Basically, it's safe. You can clean the point, disinfect it, if you will, by doing a little quick switch. But that's just a little trick you can do as a medic. Right. Typically, you can also use snipers. I got like 45 seconds ish left, so you can typically use a sniper. That's like the #1 most commonly used off class that the offensive side uses when they're in this attacking position. But you want to use a sniper right here to try and pick off anybody sitting on the point. You can also use it to pick off stickies. That's also a very useful thing. Typically you might see a pocket. If they're not aware that you are using a sniper, you'll see a pocket down here. You might see a roamer trying to cross over to get heals. Whenever you see people cross over to get heals as a sniper, you can pretty much assume that they're weak, because that's why they're going over there to get heals from their medic. You'll also see scouts try to dance with you, but if you are a sniper, your primary concern is to watch out for scouts. And so if you are using a sniper and you have control of the second floor lobby, you want to make damn sure that this hallway right here is covered, because the defensive scout can try to sneak past right here, come around, and cause your sniper to panic and then freak out and then die, and that's not what you want. So yes, right, that's essentially all I really have to talk about in this time frame for attacking and defending the last, because it's just straightforward. You push in, you want to put immediate pressure on the opposing medic to make him pop, if you know that he has an Uber, of course. But so yeah, I guess I'm gonna cut this off. So that's Badlands.